If you stepped inside an American or British bedroom on a chilly Sunday evening in 1962, you would instantly recognize a very specific, comforting scent. It was the sweet, sharp aroma of almond setting lotion, mixed with the clean smell of freshly washed hair. Back then, achieving the perfect, unshakable hairstyle wasn't a matter of luck or a quick-to-minute brush-through. It was a rigorous, mathematical science. Women didn't just do their hair, they built it to last an entire week. From the stiff discipline of the overnight satin wrap to the clever domestic hacks that kept every single strand defying gravity, the ladies of the 1960s possessed an incredible arsenal of styling secrets. Today, we are stepping back into the sensory world of the mid-century vanity to uncover 10 forgotten haircare secrets of the 1960s that kept every single curl perfectly in place. Secret number 1. The magic of the beer and sugar set. Before the days of modern synthetic gels and high-tech freezing sprays, women looked directly to their kitchen pantries to find the ultimate setting lotion and the secret weapon for an unyielding, high-volume hold. It was a simple bottle of flat beer or a homemade mixture of heavy sugar water. If a lady wanted her curls to survive a windy autumn afternoon without budging a single millimeter, she would comb flat ale through her damp hair before winding it onto her rollers. As the hair dried under the heat, the natural proteins and sugars in the malt would coat each individual strand, creating a rock-solid, structural shell. For those who didn't want the faint scent of a local pub lingering on their pillows, a few spoonfuls of white sugar dissolved in warm water did the exact same trick. It left the hair with a magnificent glass-like shine and a bounce that modern sprays simply couldn't replicate. Of course, you had to pray it didn't rain or you'd find yourself surrounded by a very interesting swarm of summer bees. Secret number 2. The discipline of the overnight satin wrap. Once a woman spent hours washing, setting, and drying her hair to absolute perfection, the real challenge began, keeping it immaculate while she slept. To protect a fresh beehive or a pristine flip from the friction of a cotton pillowcase, the overnight satin wrap was an absolute, non-negotiable rule. Every single night before her head touched the pillow, a lady would perform a delicate, ritualistic dance. She would smoothly wrap a wide, square silk or satin scarf around the entire circumference of her hair, pinning it down with mathematical precision using heavy metal bobby pins. This created a frictionless, protective shield. If you grew up in this era, you remember learning the art of sleeping perfectly still on your back, barely moving an inch all night long, just to ensure your style didn't collapse on one side. It was uncomfortable, yes, but waking up with a flawless, salon-quality crown that didn't require a single touch-up made every single minute of that midnight discipline completely worth it. Secret number 3. The orange juice can revolution. By the mid-1960s, hairstyles like the bouffant and the ultra-smooth mod flip demanded a level of height and straightness that standard store-bought rollers simply couldn't provide. The plastic curlers of the day were just too small. So, teenagers across America and Britain looked directly to the breakfast table for a brilliant piece of household engineering, the empty orange juice can. Young women would carefully save the small, cardboard, and tin concentrate cans, use a can opener to punch out both the top and bottom lids, wash them thoroughly, and let them dry. These improvised cylinders were the exact perfect diameter required to stretch out a tight curl into a smooth, voluminous, sky-high wave. Rolling your hair onto sharp metal juice cans was an exercise in pure endurance. They were heavy, cold against the scalp, and completely impossible to sleep in. Yet, millions of girls proudly wore this metallic crown every Saturday morning, walking around the house with the faint scent of citrus still lingering in their hair, all for that perfectly smooth, magazine cover bounce. Secret number 4. The art of the backcomb teasing to the heavens. If there was one single technique that defined the glorious, gravity-defying height of the 1960s, it was the unyielding discipline of backcombing, or as it was affectionately known across millions of homes, teasing. This was not a casual fluffing of the hair. It was a highly skilled, deliberate structural process. A woman would separate her hair into precise sections, lift a strand high, and use a fine-toothed rat tail comb to aggressively push the hair downward toward her scalp. This created a dense, interwoven cushion of knots, essentially building an internal mattress to support the style. The true magic, however, lay in the final step. Using a soft bristled brush, a lady would delicately smooth the very top layer of hair over the nest she had just built, hiding the chaos beneath. Done correctly, it gave the illusion of effortless, thick, sky-high volume. Done poorly, it was an absolute nightmare to untangle at the end of the week. But for the women of the 60s, that dense cushion of teased hair was the secret foundation that kept their majestic silhouettes perfectly in place from Monday to Saturday. Secret number 5, the industrial helmet. Once the rollers were removed, the orange juice cans put away, and the backcombing smoothed into a perfect dome, it was time to apply the ultimate indestructible shield. In the 1960s, this meant one thing: the unyielding blast of the heavy-duty aerosol hairspray. Brands like Aquanet became permanent fixtures on every single vanity in the Western world. This wasn't a gentle, modern mist meant for flexible movement. This was an industrial-strength lacquer engineered to freeze a hairstyle into a rock-solid, wind-resistant helmet. Women would hold the can at arm's length, close their eyes, and envelop their heads in a dense, sweet-scented cloud of polymers. The result was a shell so rigid that it could withstand high winds, sudden rainstorms, and a fast drive in a convertible classic car without a single hair moving out of alignment. If you grew up in this era, you remember the exact stiff texture of your hair after a fresh coat and the unmistakable, sweet chemical scent that filled the bathroom every single morning, signaling that the crown was locked and ready for the world. Secret number 6, the once-a-week washing rule. Today, the modern world is obsessed with washing hair daily. But if you tell a woman in 1964 to scrub her hair every morning, she would look at you like you were absolutely mad. Back then, washing your hair was a major, time-consuming production, and it happened exactly once a week. Usually reserved for Friday night or Saturday morning, the weekly wash was a sacred ritual, because the process of setting, drying under a heavy hood, and backcombing took hours. Women did everything in their power to stretch that single wash for a full 7 days. During the week, instead of water, a lady relied on a thorough nighttime brushing to distribute natural oils, followed by a heavy dusting of scented talcum powder or early dry shampoo to absorb any excess moisture at the roots. This infrequent washing was actually the hidden savior of the era's dramatic styles. The slight buildup of natural texture and residual hairspray gave the hair a heavy, workable grip that fresh, slippery, washed hair simply didn't have. It was a delicate balance of domestic cleanliness and pure styling strategy. Secret number 7, the intricate matrix of the wire and mesh roller. Long before the invention of gentle foam or heated ceramic curlers, the absolute workhorse of the mid-century bedroom was the wire and mesh roller. If you grew up in the 60s, you undoubtedly remember these bristly, cylindrical tubes. They were constructed from a flexible wire frame wrapped in a rough plastic mesh, containing a stiff, scratchy brush inside that acted like early Velcro to grip the hair strands. A woman would pull a section of hair tight, roll it down to the scalp, and then thrust a long, spear-like plastic or metal pick directly through the mesh to lock the roller flat against her head. The pressure had to be exact. Too loose, and the curl would sag. Too tight, and the pick would dig directly into your scalp for the next 12 hours. Because these wire meshes allowed air to circulate freely, they were highly efficient at drying thick hair, but sleeping on a head full of wire and plastic spikes was an art form in its own right. Yet, week after week, women willingly endured the scratchy, sleepless nights, knowing that the structural matrix of the wire roller was the only way to get that perfectly symmetrical, unyielding lift. Secret number 8, the chiffon rain shield defying the elements. You could have the finest backcombing in the neighborhood and a flawless triple coat of heavy aerosol spray, but all of that mathematical architecture had one mortal enemy: moisture. A single sudden downpour or a damp, misty morning could instantly turn a majestic, gravity-defying crown into a tragic, collapsed mess. Because of this, no mid-century lady ever left the house without her trusty outdoor armor, the chiffon scarf, or the emergency plastic rain bonnet. The chiffon scarf was an art form in itself. It had to be draped loosely enough so it wouldn't crush the delicate volume of the hair, yet tied securely enough under the chin to prevent the wind from lifting the style. And if the weather turned truly fierce, out came the iconic, accordion-folded clear plastic rain bonnet from the handbag. It snapped loudly under the chin and featured a wide pleated visor. It certainly wasn't high fashion, but it created an impenetrable, waterproof greenhouse for the hair, ensuring a woman could walk through a torrential storm and arrive at her destination with every single curl remaining absolutely bone-dry and perfectly in place. Secret number 9. The precision art of the razor cut. While maintaining a 1,960 seconds hairstyle required an immense amount of work at home, the foundation of a truly great style actually began in the salon chair. And the secret to making short, dramatic haircuts stay in place without shifting? It wasn't scissors, it was the precision art of the razor cut. For iconic styles like the pixie, the close-cropped poodle cut, or the geometric shapes made famous by Vidal Sassoon, stylists cast their traditional shears aside. Instead, they used an open, straight-edge razor to slice through the hair at a sharp, calculated angle. This texturizing technique did something marvelous. It tapered the ends of the hair strands, allowing them to naturally feather inward and lock against one another. When the hair at the nape of the neck was razor cut to a fine, tapered point, it hugged the scalp perfectly, preventing the style from flipping outward or losing its clean silhouette as it grew. It was a masterpiece of architectural geometry that meant even as you walked, moved, or danced, your hair naturally fell right back into its exact designated place. Secret number 10. The pillow trick and the grand conclusion. Our final secret is perhaps the ultimate testament to the dedication of the mid-century woman, the pillow trick. When standard pillows proved too plush, threatening to crush a meticulously backcombed beehive, women swapped them out for a hard, cylindrical foam bolster pillow. By placing this firm log directly under the neck, the head and the hair remained completely suspended in the air all night long. It was far from a deep, luxurious sleep, but it guaranteed that Monday's labor looked just as pristine on Friday morning. When we look back at the beautiful, structured styles of the 1960s, it is easy to see them simply as fashion choices. But for the women who lived through it, these routines were a proud display of grace, discipline, and absolute standard. The lemon paste waxes, the orange juice cans, the heavy clouds of lacquer, and the sleepless nights on wire rollers were all part of a shared sensory world. A time when taking care of yourself meant crafting something beautiful that lasted. If you grew up in this wonderful era, you remember exactly how these nights felt. Which of these secrets did you or your mother use to keep your hair looking absolutely flawless? Tell us your memories in the comments below. Thank you for walking down memory lane with us today, and we will see you next time.